So, I talk about how I have already processed what my mother did to me and how she's dead. Just nobody's ever given me any help with my health care or my physical health. But as far as mentally, as far as my mom drugging me, hitting me, poisoning me, lying to my doctors, making up stories about me, and like me yesterday or 2 days ago, people wanting to malpractice me because of my mother, I'm over the past events. Now, yes, I have to deal with every single time I go into the hospital to seek a doctor. My mother's lies are going to be thrown right in my face all the time, so it's a big problem. But as far as all the other stuff, one of the ways I get over it is with humor. And I used to write down a stand up by I take a fact like my mother poisoned me once. She did with Epicac. She really did. This is not funny. This is just the truth. I ate a mushroom outside. The week before, somebody said that was called something. I repeated it to my little nephew, who's 3 years younger than me, not understanding it. And then my mother goes nuts. She asks me if I'm trying to kill myself. I tell her no. But then she just goes on and on and on and on in the fantasy land. She's trying to convince me to say stuff that I don't understand. She's just harping and harping and harping and harping and harping. Meanwhile, it's not helping one bit. All I did was see a red mushroom. I ate it, but none of that's a problem. All this is normal. Repeating something a adult says, or repeating something at all, or eating a mushroom, or seeing something colorful, or saying something you don't understand. It's all normal for a 5-year-old. But what's not normal about this is my mother thinks an appropriate reaction to this is to give extra medication. We're talking about a dosage of medication that is dangerous and has never been given in the history of proper medical care to a child. In no time in history did any doctor think that giving a full bottle of Epicac would be helpful for this type of situation. No psychiatrist, no doctor directed my mother to pour out a whole bottle of Epicac, fill up a cup to the rim, put absolutely no water in it, and then go to tell me, the child, that she filled extra Epicac in the cup to make me extra sick, and I must get myself extra sick because I'm being punished. And so she's letting the child know that she gave extra Epicac in the cup. Meanwhile, it's very obvious that she just filled the cup with just the bottle. There's nothing else that she put in it. And I drink it and I'm vomiting, and she's trying to get me to finish more Epicac after I'm already vomiting. So I'm already vomiting, I already got everything up, and yet she's still trying to force Epicac down me. So with all this going on, she's bragging about how she gave extra medicine. I gave extra medicine as a punishment. I gave extra Epicac as a punishment. I gave extra Epicac as a punishment. Yeah, I just poured that bottle right in there. Yeah. Didn't measure nothing, just filled her right up. Also, my mother was heavyset and at this time having a lot of emotional issues about her weight. So I'm pretty sure that she probably knew that you could lose weight with Epicac, and that might have been why my mother thought that it was okay to give a full bottle to a child. She figured if adults were drinking it like water to make themselves lose weight, that was a big thing in the 90s. A bunch of people losing weight by drinking Epicac and destroying their own esophaguses. But these are people in their 30s. This is a 5-year-old child that she's trying to give a full bottle of Epicac to as a punishment. So, anyways, that's crazy, my mother doing that to me. That's dangerous. I still have problems with my esophagus and stomach to this day because of my mother's choices like that. So, in the stand up, how could you process that and make people laugh? It's not funny, all right? My mother destroyed my stomach and esophagus, and she was doing stupid ass stuff that's illegal. Not only illegal, dangerous, and then going around lying about it to doctors and bragging about it to the family, bragging about it to my sister, who's an adult, bragging about it to her husband, bragging about it to my father, bragging about it in front of her little grandson, bragging in front of it about it in front of her son, showing her son how she can pour a whole bottle of Epicac into a cup and then force it down his throat, and then telling him that she's doing this, and then literally thinking that this is okay, and continuing this behavior all the way through his childhood, giving him extra medications over the counter, prescribed from her own medicine cabinet, shutting him up at times, whatever. Just throw some pills at the kid. Who cares what they are? Who cares what we damage? That's my mother's attitude. So how do I make this funny? What's the one I used before when trying to process this? Well, it goes like this. But there's usually some facial movements, or I'm just in my back. I'm not really able to do the actual stand up for this right now. I'm not doing so well. I'm kind of shaking too. My body isn't working. I can't. If I was standing up right now, I wouldn't be able to talk with you guys right now. No way. Whoever's listening to me, if I open my eyes, try to stand up and move around or do anything right now, fuck, I had full body spasms an hour ago. Yeah, things aren't going so well. But here we go. I go, you remember during the 80s and 90s, right? Back when the soap was just about to end, you had the hot sauce in the soap. People, yeah. Remember your mother probably told you, I don't know, wash your mouth out with soap. You remember that? Oh, I used to make all the kids shut up. Yeah. Now, this part isn't true. I didn't make any kids shut up, but it's part of the stand up. When it's stand up, the only true fact, if you're being a comedian, the only fact is my mother poisoned me. That's the only real fact in this that you need to understand. So, I used to hear other kids in high school or in middle school, or I should say elementary school. I just usually have it written down the best way I like, but I'm just going off my head right now. And I would hear them arguing, no, I get it worse. No, I get it worse. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? I get hot sauce. Yeah, I said fuck. And they poured hot sauce down my throat. Oh, yeah? I said bitch. And my mother scrubbed my tongue with soap until I had diarrhea. No, the diarrhea is worse than burning. No, I had acid in my stomach. It burned. It's worse than diarrhea. No, diarrhea comes out another hole. It's worse. And then I walk over there going, what are you guys arguing about? My mother gave me soap as a punishment, and my mother gave me hot sauce. We're arguing about which one of us was abused. Oh, you guys think you were abused by your mother because they washed your mouth out with soap and gave you hot sauce? Why did your mother do it? I called her a bitch. Well, I'm not sorry for you one bit. Okay. I used to get a big smack, sometimes rulers. I used to get worse than that. Okay, how about you? I said the word fuck. Ah, not too good. No. Man, no wonder about the hot sauce. You want to know what happened to me? What? What's so bad about you? Well, I ate a mushroom outside and said the word suicide because another adult said that that's what called eating a mushroom like that was called. And my mother literally gave me a full bottle of Epicac, a dosage that literally could destroy the esophagus and stomach of a total grown adult, where the back of the bottle clearly says that giving any more than the recommended dose would be dangerous. But my mother decided to take a full Dixie cup, fill it up with Epicac, and force it all down. I'm vomiting in the frickin' toilet, and she's making me drink the Epicac as I'm already vomiting. She wants me to finish this Epicac even though I'm already vomiting up. I've already drinking way more than any child should ever have, because Epicac is not supposed to be drinking like a drink. It's not Kool-Aid. It's supposed to be measured out in a little tiny measuring, like 1 ounce top cap thing, and then poured into mixed with water. But instead, my mother ran the sink, never put any water in the cup, filled up the cup with pure Epicac, told me she was doing this, told me she was giving me extra Epicac, and that this would be pure Epicac as my punishment, and then watched me drink it. When I got about halfway through, I started vomiting. She said, you gotta finish that, you gotta finish that, when she saw me try to drink it while vomiting. Then she saw me drink, vomit some more, try to drink, vomit some more. She smiled and then went away. Then I kept on vomiting, trying to drink, vomiting, trying to drink, so my mother wouldn't whack me around, beat me, drug me, poison me, give me more pills. Who knows what other crazy stuff she's gonna do. So at this point, I'm just vomiting, trying to drink Epicac, vomiting. There's like an ounce of Epicac left at the bottom, but I couldn't finish it. It was pretty too. I mean, it wasn't super thick, but it was pretty damn thick. It wasn't my favorite liquid to drink, I'll tell you that. And she never put any water in the cup. The cup was completely empty before she started. I mean, I literally watched everything because this was my punishment. I mean, I'm sitting there. My mother's dragging me into the bathroom. She's pulling things into her hands. I'm like, what is she going to do? Stab me? What is she going to do? What is this lady going to do? What did I do? I don't know. What is she doing to me? And then I find out she's going to give me Epicac. Okay, no big deal. Measure some Epicac, mix it with water, your child vomits, it's all over, right? No, my mother has to give me extra. She has to tell everybody. She has to brag about it. And she really does put extra Epicac into a cup and give it to her child. She thinks that giving extra medications all the time, as punishments or otherwise, is okay. She was doing it just to make me quiet when she just didn't want any. Like if she wanted to change the TV or if she was busy or didn't want to watch her child, just give him some pills and shut him up. There was even an overdose because she slipped me some pills when we were supposed to watch Batman Mr. Freeze. And literally, she just let me sleep it off, and I ended up with a neurological disorder. Now, that end part I don't add on to my comedy, but you can see it usually ends with I got extra Epicac or I got a cup full of Epicac as my punishment. Destroyed my esophagus. Can you guys beat that one? Something like that. Now, when I have it written down as the actual comedy and I have the facial expressions of the kids doing the soap, oh, this soap, oh, I said fuck. I said bitch. Well, no wonder why. You know, when you have the facial expressions and some of the tones, it really works with people. But you gotta be able to stand up, I guess is the key. You gotta stand up, have hand motions, voice. It's not all about just the words on the paper. But that is how you write it down. You make the funniest version. I'd probably use elementary school instead of middle school. You can do that. But you take it out of real life facts. Like the fact is, my mother poisoned me with a full bottle of Epicac. There's nothing funny about that. But other kids thinking that soap and hot sauce is abuse when I was getting full bottles of Epicac and rulers to the face makes me want to laugh. And most people, when I explain this or tell them, they laugh too. They say, yeah, these people don't even know what abuse is. I mean, try a ruler to the face. Try being over medicated. Try getting naked at the age of 12 in front of strangers. Try being trafficked all over the country. Try Via Santa Maria, New Mexico before the place is actually built. When there's just a dirt field instead of a pool, there's a mud little like bike lot. There's no, they didn't let us use any bikes, but there was one bike that one kid I guess brought with his mother or father brought because he was the only one allowed to use it, and we got them build like a mud pile, and then three kids went on with the bike, and the younger kids asked if we could borrow his bike, and they said no because it's too big for us. Anyways, so yeah, stuff like that. It's very different. So it's a good way to make fun of. Like there's some crazy shit. While other kids were learning 2 plus 2 in school, I was learning don't put your fucking hand in a hole. That's the punchline to another thing. What's pretty true. I knew a kid who stuck his hand in a hole, got bit by a tarantula, and then when he told the staff, they said, "Well, don't put your fucking hand in the hole." And we all laughed because that's exactly what we told him.